to my channel. My name is Rahima, and in today's video I want to talk to you guys about Slimming World. One of the questions I get asked a lot is, how did you lose weight? Can you really eat that much on Slimming World? Yes you can, and this is what I'm here for today, to just briefly tell you about the plan. And if that's something you want to find out more about, please carry on watching. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already, and without any further ado, let's get on with the video. So the food optimizing plan, here it says here, be in love with food optimizing, and you are really going to fall in love with the plan, because Slimming World is one of the easiest, most liberating, most generous food plan there is, guys. It's been around for over 50 years, so it's not like a quick fix, that a new diet. This has been around for years and it's had lots and lots of success stories, and you can also be a success with this if you follow it 100%. So there's 3 simple steps to the plan. So step 1 is choosing your free foods. Now free foods means it's unlimited. You can have as much of it as you want without weighing or measuring a single thing. Most of the foods you're going to eat on the Slimming World plan should be coming from this free foods list, and they're just normal everyday foods like chicken, pasta, rice, potatoes, fish, fruit and veg. There is no specific or a special food that you need to get. They're just normal everyday foods. But the main difference here with Slimming World is the way you cook. So you can't just use normal oil or ghee or butter to cook your meals. With Slimming World, you're going to have to replace that with a 1-calorie cooking spray. So I get this one here from Aldi, but you can get Frylight or this one here, which is alcohol free, and cook all your meals with this. And that's free food. So there's a lot of emphasis on cooking food from scratch at Slimming World, which is great. That means you know exactly what's going into your food. You're in control of how you want it to taste. If you want it spicy, you can use herbs and spices to flavor your food. You don't have to have just a bland food or a bowl of vegetables, unless you want to. There's nobody stopping you from eating a bowl of vegetables if that's what you like. But with Slimming World, you can add variety to your food, so you're not going to get bored. There's loads and loads of meals you can make out of all the free foods. And in your food optimizing book here, you're going to find a whole list of them. Okay, so free foods, have them any time of day or night, whenever you want, whenever you feel hungry, reach for those free foods first. Within those free foods, there's something called speed foods. Now speed foods are great because they're very naturally low in calories, so they can help you to boost your weight loss even more. And they're for things like salads and vegetables and certain fruits. So whenever you can as well, try to include at least a third of your plate full of speed foods, so that's going to boost your weight loss even more. And in between your meals, if you get hungry, who doesn't need a snack in between meals? I know I certainly do. Try, if you can, reach for a speed food first, because they're very, very low in calories, so that's going to help you to lose even more weight. Okay, so free foods, you can have as much of it as you want, and that's your step 1. Step 2 of the plan is called healthy extras. Now healthy extras, they're there to ensure that you're getting the right amount of calcium and fiber in your diet. And as such, it's really important that you stick to the recommended allowance that's in your book. So in your book, you're going to find a page where it says healthy extras, and they'll say A choice and B choice. Now from the A choice, you can make 2 choices from there, and they're for milk and cheese only. So you'll find in there a list of all the different types of milk you can choose from. For example, if you like semi-skimmed milk, you can have 250 milliliters a day. So that could be your 1 choice from the A. Or if you prefer cheese, you can have 40 grams of reduced cheddar cheese as your healthy extra A choice. Okay, you can make 2 choices a day from your healthy extra A choice. And if you don't like milk or cheese, don't force yourself to eat it. You can leave them off your diet completely. Or if you prefer just milk, you can choose just milk options, 2 of those, or 2 from the cheese. It's entirely up to you. But it's really important that you actually weigh and measure it accurately, so you know exactly how much you're having and you're not guessing it. So I said you can have a healthy extra A and a B choice. So A choice is 2 options, and the B choice is only 1 option, and that's for your fiber intake. So again, it's really important that you measure it before you have it. So things that are included in the fiber options are things like Weetabix, you've got porridge, you've got nuts and seed, wholemeal bread, that kind of stuff, you know. So have a look through the list and choose every day, choose one option from the B choice. Okay, and again, make sure you stick to the recommended amount. If you're having more, then you'll have to actually sin it, which brings us to the step 3 of the plan, which is your sins. Now, sins are short for synergy, and the sins are there so you don't feel deprived. So Slimming World, we believe that no food should be banned. You can still enjoy your treats, but they are going to be limited. Because if you think about it, you know, the kind of foods that are in the sins list are the things that have probably brought you into Slimming World in the first place. You know, things that are very high in calories, you know, things that we don't need a lot of, but we can still have them, but they are going to be limited. So we can still, so we don't feel deprived. We can still enjoy life, guys. You know, it's not about feeling deprived at Slimming World. So things like that are included in sins are things such as biscuits and chocolates and sweets, ice cream, those kind of stuff, as well as like condiments like ketchup and mayonnaise, margarine, butter. You know, things that are not free food will contain a sin value. And every single Slimming World member gets a sin allowance per day, and it's usually between 5 to 15 sins for a woman and 5 to 20 sins for a man. And some members might be told they can have extra allowance, but you will know if that's you. You know, your member would have told you otherwise. But 5 to 15 sins a day. And remember the plan. You know, sometimes I get people saying, oh, if I don't have any sins, am I going to lose weight any quicker? Well, I don't know, maybe you might lose weight quicker, but is that sustainable? You know, because Slimming World is not a short-term quick fix diet. This is long-term and it's for life. So if you still want to enjoy your treats, you can, but make sure it's within your daily allowance. You know, if you're not having any sins, you know, later on, you know, a month or two down the line, are you going to feel so deprived that you end up binging? You know, that's not healthy. So make sure you have your sins if you want to. They're there for you to use them. You're not going to lose weight by having your sins. You are not going to lose weight if you go over your sins allowance. Yes, that's true. But if you stay within your sins, you'll be fine. You know, 5 to 15 sins a day. If I just give you an example of how sins work. Every food that's not free food will have a sin allowance. So things like chocolate, for example. If you enjoy chocolate, a two-piece, two-finger Kit Kat is 5.5 sins. So you're allowed up to 15 sins a day. So if I have one of those every day, I've still got 9.5 sins left over at the end of the day. So you can use it for something else. If you're more of like a savory person, you prefer maybe crisps. If I give you an example of maybe Walkers, a packet of Walkers from a multi-pack is 6.5 cents. So if you have one of those every day, you know, that's your treat. You really have to have it. You can have that and you've still got some cents left over at the end of the day for something else if you need to. But like I was saying earlier, the main focus of the plan is free food. So if you're filling up in loads of free foods and you weigh and measure the healthy extras, you're probably not gonna need to use all your 15 cents. You might need, some days you might just need 5, other days you might need 10, other days you might need the full allowance. One thing to remember with sins is that you cannot carry it over the next day. So if I don't have any sins today, I cannot have 30 tomorrow, you know, because that's not teaching you any good eating habits, guys. You know, it's just going to teach me to binge. So just, try to, be healthy, you know, stay within your daily sins allowance. So enjoy a wide variety of free foods, weigh and measure your healthy extras, and carefully check your sin values. You can find all the sin values at the back of your food optimizing book, or the Slimming World app. If you remember, you get the Slimming World app as well, which is really fantastic tool to have. So that's the healthy eating part of the plan. And there's also a healthy living part of the Slimming World plan, which is called Body Magic. Now, Body Magic is really great. When I first initially joined Slimming World, I didn't get into it straight away. You know, I got to Target without doing any exercise. But later on, when I started exercising, I felt amazing. And I've recently taken up running as well. And Body Magic is really, really good. Not just it's not going to help you to just lose weight. It's going to help you to tone you up as you're losing weight. So it's really important that you're following the plan. You can't just do loads and loads of exercise and then eating rubbish at the end of the day. So that's not going to help you. You got to make sure you're following the plan 100%, making sure you're following step 1, loads of free foods, your step 2, your healthy extras, 2 A's, 1 B a day, and then your step 3, 5 to 15 sins a day, and do some sort of exercise that's going to help you to tone up as you're losing weight. And especially, in the beginning of your journey, you might be losing weight without doing any exercise, which is great. But later on, maybe, as you've lost some weight and you're feeling more confident and you want to tone up, it's really great that you start some sort of exercise. And I'm not saying to just go out there and join the gym unless you want to go join the gym. It could be simple things like sorry about that. It could be simple things like maybe, going up and down the stairs a little bit extra, or taking the stairs instead of the elevators, if you're going shopping. Walking a little bit further to, getting off one bus stop earlier and walking a little bit extra. Anything that you do that's going to get your heartbeat going a little bit faster is counts as body magic. And together with the healthy eating is going to help you to feel fantastic. You can do all sorts of things like skipping, swimming, tennis, all sorts. And in your slimming world groups, you'll get lots of ideas. So that's another part of the plan that's really important. It's great that you're following the slimming world plan, you're food optimizing, you're doing some body magic. It's also very important that you're actually staying to group, because image therapy is where the magic happens. Is where you're picking up on hints and tips. You're learning new ideas. Or even when you've had a good week, you might have had a really tough week, and that week you've gained weight. It's really important that actually you go to group and you actually stay to the meetings and you get all the help and support from your consultant and your fellow Slimming World members there in group. Because it's really, really important. As when I was a consultant, I used to get so many members who used to think, oh no, I've had a tough week, I'm not going to stay today. I always used to tell them, those are the weeks that you definitely have to stay, because one bad week could lead into 2 weeks and then 3, and before you know it, you could go back to square one at the beginning of your journey. So even if you had a bad week, guys, it's really, really important that you stay to the meetings. And if you've had a great week, brilliant. People love to hear about how you're doing and what's working for you, and sharing is caring. I always just tell my members, share what's working for you. What might work for you might work for somebody else as well. Just giving ideas. This is really important, and just keeps everything more exciting as well. So go to a group, because it's really, really important to go to a group. I know at the moment with the lockdown, a lot of Slimming World groups are being run virtually. So that's great, because that every week there's somewhere where you can go and you can be accountable. You can tell them how much you've lost or you've gained. And I'm not actually sure exactly how the virtual groups are run, but when I used to run my groups, it used to be great, regardless of whether the member had a weight gain or a loss or a maintain, every member was celebrated, and there was support there. So it's really, really important that, that you join a group, because it's quite tough doing it on your own. It really is tough. So that's the plan really, the food optimizing, body magic, and staying to group, which is called image therapy. And it's all those steps put together that's going to help you to lose weight. And when I joined Slimming World back in January, it was 8th of January 2011, when I first joined, I just thought there's no way on earth I'm going to lose any weight. I've always been overweight all my life. I really struggle. I just didn't know what to expect. And I'm just so glad that I went along and I stayed. And, my first week, I've got to admit, I didn't lose as much as everybody else. I remember everybody else came back the following week and they'd lost 7 pounds, 8 pounds, 10 pounds. And I was like, wow. And I think I lost 2 pounds. And I was like, okay, what have I done wrong here? So don't compare yourself to anybody, guys. Although I'd only lost 2 pounds, after a year, I managed to lose 4 stones, just over 4 stones. And the members who had lost 10 pounds and, a stone in the first week, they weren't food optimizing. They were dieting. They just like completely cut down everything, and like after a year they were back to square one, or they were rejoining again. So it's really important that you don't compare yourself with others. If even if you just lose 1 pound in your first week, or if you don't even lose any weight in your first week at Slimming World, don't worry. As long as you know you followed the plan 100%, you've kept your food diary, show with your consultant, she'll be able to pick up if you're going wrong anywhere. I remember that I did make a couple of mistakes in my first week, and because I'd kept the food diary, I showed it to my consultant, and she was like, okay, so this is where you're going wrong. I picked it up straight. I made those mistakes. I made sure that I wasn't making those mistakes again, and that's how I was learning. And keep going to group, even those weeks when you've had a bad week. Just go and get the support and get all the help that you need to help you move forward, so you can get your target weight. Because once you become a target member at Slimming World, you don't have to pay anymore to go to your group. There is a criteria, you have to stay within a certain range, but your target range could be anything. For some people, could be just losing half a stone, or 1 stone, 2 stones. It's up to you. It's entirely up to you what you want to lose. But once you get there, they're going to help you to maintain it for life as well. So it's really, really important that you go to group, you get all that support, and just enjoy the plan. It's really, really simple. There's lots of ideas online you can get for recipes. When I first started, I would buy the books quite a lot. The Slimming World books are a great tool. The magazine is really good as well. And you can just replace some of the food. So if you don't eat a certain food, you can just replace it with something else. Just play around, just try different things, and enjoy the plan. That's the main thing. That's the biggest tip I can give you guys, is to enjoy the free foods, enjoy the plan, and do not ever compare yourself to anybody else on your journey, because we all lose weight at different rates. Some people lose it really quick, some people take the slow and scenic route. It doesn't matter how long it takes you. As long as you're following the plan, you are going to lose weight. And that's all there is to it. Really simple. So I've stopped being a consultant about 2 years ago now, I think. And in the last couple of years, I've fallen in love with running, and with that, I've also started. I love my job as a Slimming World consultant. I really did, but it was a lot of pressure for me, and I didn't socialize as much when I was a Slimming World consultant, and so when I stopped my job as a Slimming World consultant, I started meeting up with friends again, people I hadn't seen for a long time, and being more social. I started running, and my old habits have slowly started creeping back in again. And obviously I don't want to go back to where I was when I was over 14 stones, so I want to get back on track now. So I'm slowly getting back into it again, because Slimming World has never left me. All my meals are always Slimming World friendly anyway. It's the way I cook anyway. I don't deep fry food, or I don't cook in oil. I always just use this spray oil to cook my meals. But it's just little things like going out for coffees and desserts and cakes, and they're my downfall. So getting myself back on track now, and hopefully I know I can do this. There's no hoping. I know this can be done, and I'm just getting myself back on track. And if you're watching this thinking there's no way I can do this, guys, honestly, no matter where you are, no matter what you weigh right now, guys, I've seen people as in my career as a consultant, people lose 7, 8, 9, 10 stones in groups. I've given out awards for 12 stones. It can be done, guys. So if you're sitting there watching this thinking, wow, can I do it? Yes, you can. Follow the plan. Get yourself down to a Slimming World group if you can. Or if you're a member already, and you haven't been to a group for a while, get your book out again. Grab a diary or a planner or something, write down all your meals. That really helps me, to plan my meals, and also keeping a food diary. Think of yourself as a brand new member again. So if you're struggling like I am, just get your planner out, plan what you're going to have for your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner, your snacks, plan everything in detail. you know, and then you'll feel in control. Write it all down as well. And you know, after a few meals on plan, you'll start feeling so good about yourself, and you're just going to carry on. So yeah, those are my tips, you know, guys. You know, I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. I think I've just carried on. I've drifted off. I started off talking about the plan, and I've carried on talking about a lot of other stuff, guys. Yeah, I don't even know. I don't even know what I'm saying right now. All I'm saying, I think I'm going to end the video right now. I hope you've enjoyed. I hope you've picked up on something that's useful for you. If there's any questions you might have, you know, please feel free to leave them in the comments below, and I'll try my best to get back to you. If there's any suggestions you've got on what other videos I should do, then please let me know. Thank you so much for watching, and take care then. Bye.